With the release of Anime Showdown, let's take a look at all the previous anime battlegrounds. I'll be going over the highs and lows of each game and saying my overall thoughts. And this is my opinion as always, so if you have any differing opinions, then be sure to comment down below. So now we can't cover every single battleground because that'd be way too long and it'd be unnecessary. So the only ones that we'll be talking about here are the main ones like Heaven's Arena, ABA, AXS, and AUR. And there might be some honorable mentions like TB2 or anything of the sort. So the factors that I'm going to be rating these games on are mechanics, gameplay, community.
Made the biggest mistake of his life saying I wouldn't join the VC in Discord. But my name was gonna happen, and I would play this game, you stupid monkey. What you talking about? This would have never happened if your say type to me. You permadon bill. What you talking to me for?
The game's replay value, character choices, and its roster size. So getting all this out of the way, let's talk about everyone's favorite game, ABA. So ABA is an age-old game that stands the test of time. But what makes it so? Is it the sheer amount of characters? Simplistic approach? Or is it the grass that Snake War has? The answer to this question that makes ABA stand at the pinnacle of Battlegrounds is that it's all of them. ABA's simplicity paves the way for complex combos and techs that the community has developed over its lifespan, and it innovates the air combos. The character choices allows people to come back and have all this versatility. So the mechanics of the game. Let's talk about the combo system. So ABA's combo is a basic 4-string, 5-string M1 with variations in between, with the upfling being space M1, and then if you hold it and space, then you can do an up tilt, and that allows you to air combo. These combos provided with moves that are oriented to comboing allows you to do some pretty cool stuff like laddering and anything like that. So the defense in this game is with your block, and your block can take anything except for guard breaks and things that neg. There's also defensive moves that give you iframes or evasives for some characters that let you evade. There's also counters and a bunch of basic fighting game stuff. Some characters have passives like flame dashes, unique runs, infinite deaths, passive healing, and enhanced HP. ABA's combos are fun to pull off, but the scaling can be quite over the top, as people will usually play to 100 to 0 you in one hit. The 1v1s and rank system might be annoying for some that love the aggressive gameplay, because it's all about footsies and neutral game. The team-based game modes might be a bit much with all of these characters and then combine them. It does not look good. So with the combat out the way, let's go to the characters. ABA's rosters are the largest out of these 4 games, and they have some amazing picks. With mainstream anime, they have characters from the show that you wouldn't expect in a game like Big Mom, Shinji, Khalifa, Piccolo, Krillin, and so much more. But we're not talking about the mainstream today. ABA excels at letting underrated and niche characters shine, which was never shown before in a game. Fate's inclusion in ABA is both an annoyance, but it made waves as other games started riding the wave and adding characters like Gilgamesh and Saber afterwards. Par's characters choices can be a bit bipolar, as he can go from making love characters to Itadori, to anime girls like Misaka and Accelerator. but all these characters have an amazing amount of effort dumped into them. Snake's characters, on the other hand, can be underwhelming, overrated, or just dog shit. It really depends. Recently, with the Namigoku rework, I feel like that's one of Snake's best work on ABA. Say that the ABA devs are lazy and they don't care, they put no effort, but this is wrong because they obviously have to put in effort to keep the game alive for so long. Let's talk about the ABA prestige system. So the prestige system, I believe it should be a reward. So imagine playing the game right for years and you're waiting for this thing to come out. It's being gassed up. It comes out and it resets your levels, but at the cost of giving you some characters. So because it resets your levels and you spend all this time waiting for it to come out, then you believe these characters are gonna be good, right? But no, that's wrong. These prestige characters, or copy and paste, I feel like some of them are lazy, and overall they're not good. So my gripes with prestige is that locking Zamasu, Datara, and characters like Obito, when they could have a full kit and be way more unique and way better than what they are. No shade to K1, but Zamasu could have been a main roster DBZ character, but he did good on Zamasu though. So now we're moving on to the community. The ABA community is, there's a lot to say about it. It's strange. It can be good sometimes. Overall, it's just mad toxic, as all anime games. So ABA's replayability. ABA is addictive trash. There's so many things that keep its play coming back because it's basically the only game out there that hit all of the factors. So with ABA being the pinnacle and the peak of battle arenas, what makes an ABA killer? So in my opinion, the formula for an ABA killer is something that does well in presentation, which we'll be talking about later on in this video. So enough of ABA, and let's move on to our next topic, Heaven's Arena. So Heaven's Arena is a solo project made by MLG Archivals, who's the dev of Project JoJo, if some of you might have played that back in the day. So Heaven's Arena dropped with a pretty large roster for base release. It had a bunch of its roster filled up, and it did well with some interesting mechanics like the rush system and universal evasive. Heaven's Arena's combo system is basically like ABA's, but it's a 4M1 chain. Now, with the many combat overhauls, it automatically sends you up into the rush and automatically does a down slam. So the combos in this game are complex. They're basically like ABA combos, but they take so much damage and they last way too long. Like, for example, you could be going to the kitchen to get some food, warm it up, wait there, and you'd still be in the other person's combo as soon as you went back up. So Heaven's Arena's unique mechanics is the evasive, which is very annoying in neutral game, since people will just do like 2 M1s, play for evasive, repeat, run back, and the assist system, which was recently added, which lets you pick a character assist, you know, all that. Mechanics that Heaven's Arena has is basic fighting game shit, like wall bounce, all that, grounded, you know, self-explanatory. So now, let's go to the gameplay. The game is fun, in my opinion, except when you're getting hit by a 10-year-long combo, and then you die. The roster for Heaven's Arena? The roster is amazing. MLG has some peak choices. Like, when have you seen characters like Kenshiro or Baki, Alucard in a game? The roster choice is vast, and there's so many characters that were made unique in their own right, like DBZ, which some games like ABA could follow in their footsteps. So Heaven's Arena's presentation is, it's simple, but it does its job well. The effects are good, and it does what it does. I feel like if some games like ABA had the same presentation as this game, and idea execution could be better. MLG has had unique creative ideas, like having additional moves in your kit without wasting the slot by using it as an E move for the variant, or making certain moves function in different ways that have never been seen before. So the replayability of Heaven's Arena has some replay value, but it gets old fast. Get hit by the same combos, same neutral game. Overall, it's just kind of boring when you're fighting. So overall, I'll give Heaven's Arena some tips, some points up. It does things that some games didn't do well, but there's a lot much work that can be done. The update schedule, yeah, it's one man, but they keep changing the combat every update or so. And then the player base just jumps up once the update happens, rolls around, dies for another month. So let's talk about everyone's favorite game, AUR. This game is, I don't know, there's so much to say on this game. It's strange. So this game was being gassed up as an ABA killer when it was about to drop. It's had some interesting roster picks, like they had Doomfizz, Jonesy, Yor, Yugi, all that. The combat, to be honest, the combat of this game is not good. It's atrocious. There's so many things that are wrong, and the dev said it would be like X2, with just mash, spam, no M1s, just skill spam. And I feel like that's right. Recently with Gohan, they added air combos, and I believe this game should have not had air combos at all. So FPS unlocking in this game is a natural cheat. You're actually using synapse when you have FPS unlocker. So what I'm doing with my FPS unlocker is that I basically have no stun. I'm just evading out of the combo. Fast M1s, like lightning speed M1s. I fling out of the combo. It's just actually busted. This game was not optimized for that. So talking about the ranked in this game, personally, I haven't played this game like that much. I've only played it on and off. I don't know. I think it's just you just play 1v1s, you know, and all that. I don't really see it being. I guess the only annoying part is the character's kids being busted and all that. random stuff that happens. I don't know. I just don't play this game. So the battle pass. This game has a battle pass. You have to pay for it. I don't know. It's basically a DLC. You pay for it. You get some characters or something like that. You get Tengen. He's locked under a pain wall. Something. You get battle pass XP. Some characters that are skins shouldn't be skins. They made actual characters skins like Baki. I don't know, you can make it up a character. They have the MGR Senator Armstrong. To be honest, I don't even know why he's in the game. Like, why would you? He's not even anime. It's just something so random. Another random thing they had in this game, or not had, but have. They have Issei. They have Raiden Shogun from Genshin Impact. As I said before, Doomfist. And I'm speechless about this game. To be honest, my overall thoughts, I don't find this game fun. You know, it's whatever. This game, I feel like it's uninteresting. I don't know, I just don't like this game, whatever. I'll give them something for the characters, like, they had Yugi, Suna, they have a kit for Ippo before AXS. They made Hit Ass though. They have Beast Gohan though. And the community, I don't know. I have no idea. It's probably bad. We won't dive into that. So the characters again, like in Infernasu's stream, he said that they had 22 unreleased characters. That's crazy. 22 characters just for them to be admin locked, dev locked, or just never releasing. They made both Gohans, SSJ4, and Gogeta. They both look done. They have Luffy, Onigashima Luffy, Zoro, Yami, Boros, Yoriichi, Haribo. They just released Bakugo. Diego Brando. There's probably many more characters that aren't released. That if I said all of them, the video would be way too long for what it is. So the mechanics of this game, like I said with the gameplay and combat, bro, I don't even know if this game even has mechanics. Like, you just do M1s, there's a bar, there's another bar probably. It's really just fancy eggs too. The visuals are nice, I guess. There's perfect blocking. If you have a game with PB, you already know, like, that game's combat is probably some doo-doo. Like GPLSP and some other games. So, replayability, I believe this game doesn't have I guess you just hop on, update happens, hop on if you really want to play the game. Play it for like a couple minutes, hop off, repeat. Unless you're like making a video about it, like a YouTuber. There's really nothing to do. It's just boring. You can tell that I'm not enthusiastic about this game. You can hear it in my voice. Overall, I believe if I were to give this game a rating, it's like a 3 or a 5. Realistically, out of 10. This game could have done things so much better, but some tips and some things that it does well that other games have is presentation. The visuals are on point, and that's all. certain things that are reused are the same as GPO tick marks, same GPO damage numbers, and it's just most of the stuff looks overused, oversaturated. It's something that many anime battlegrounds are starting to do, is being oversaturated. There's just way too much. Just find a better idea. You have to hit an idea when it's hot, and that's how you make the numbers. So on to our next one, our last and final game, the star of the show, Anime Showdown. So this game does a lot of things well, but it does a lot of things wrong. With recency bias out of the way, I will give my utter 100% output. So going off by the mechanics of this game, AXS has some of the properties. It's combined the properties of all of the other games that we talk about, or most of the properties of the other games, like wallbangs, launchers, evasives, and all that. Perfect blocking as well. But the thing it does differently is aerial M2s, which are the combo starter tool, and the charge system. So the thing that's most different is that every move needs a charge, and everything takes meter. So in AXS, the meter leaves you wide open, and it can make for some unsettling matches with the sheer size of the maps. So comboing in this game is that you want to make sure you're not punished for everything, and you have to bait out the evasive so you can do a combo. The wallbang combos are your most critical ones, and the aerial launcher ones. So just like Heaven's Arena, when you hit a wallbang, you can get hit by, instead of 10-year long combo, it's shortened to 5-year long combo if you don't have an evasive. When you hit, waiting for your evasive in this game is that you can be at like 10% or so, waiting for that meter to come up, just slowly charging as you get hit in the combo. Then finally, when you're able to do it, you're already dead. So this game has armor. It has super armor and hyper armor. Almost every character has a super armor break and super armor, but some characters have hyper armor and break hyper armor. So super armor moves are fairly common in this game, and almost every character can break yours, and hyper armor moves just neg everything. So just like AUR, this game has PBing, but the difference is that when you PB, it's like GPO, you can combo extend afterwards and basically get free damage off that. PBing has no cooldown, if I recall, and you can just get a free combo afterwards if you're consistent enough. So what I think with the combat of this game is that they're trying way too hard to be unique by squeezing a bunch of these mechanics. Some of them are just OD and unnecessary, and some of them could have been executed better. So the next thing about AXS we're going to be talking about is that we'll be talking about its community. The community of this game is just like ABA, and in my personal opinion, it might be worse. There's just so many stuff. you have moderators giving leeway to some people. Some mods breaking their own rules. It's just all sorts of everywhere. So the replayability of AXS, personally, it's only like if you have PS sessions with friends. There's not much to do. The game just came out. The roster is really small. It's not like characters that you pick to play. They get boring because you're playing them over and over and over. Just wait for more content to come out. You know, it's just a battle arena. You just go in the game, do some ones, leave, or just redeem a code, dip, wait for the next update, repeat. So the ranked in this game, since there's only ones right now, the ranked is it's kind of annoying because one, you're either getting hit by what I said before, all of the armor breaks, you're just getting constantly broken over and over and over. Number two, the wallbang combos and all that. It's just annoying getting constantly knocked into there and then all your HP is gone. Number three is the maps. Since the maps are so big, you can just sit there, wait, charge up, run around, and just play scary. It's really, really boring. So the character choices in this game, they said that main characters are gonna be taking longer because they're gonna add more effort into them, I guess. More effort meaning like multiple kids, something like that. I don't know, they want to be different. And then they said that they're gonna do more underrated characters like Ippo and all that. I feel like the character choice, yeah, it's nice having some underrated stuff, but if you're making an anime battle game, you obviously have to have the main hitters, like the big three. The only big three they have is like Naruto, and then main characters they have is like Gon, Shinra, Jotaro. Some characters are done. I don't know that we've seen, but they weren't included in the release, with the release roster being like 10 characters. So in my opinion, if they're going for underrated characters, they should pick them from the main series, like underrated characters or characters that people like from mainstream. Like, if you want to be different in Naruto, pick like the Raikage, Killer Bee, or do some of the characters differently. Like Goku. There's so many ways you can do Goku. Make him Saiyan Saga with like Fighter Z. You could do a Kid Goku. You could do DBS where he could be Tournament of Power. He could have God, Blue, SJB, or just skip to UI. There's just so much you can do. So I don't get why some of the fan base and some people just say like they're boring or whatever, because you can just squeeze that in. I feel like before they released, they could have added a couple more characters, but making characters on an AXS type level would be so tiring, and they only have a couple of devs. There isn't much more to say about this game since it just came out and it's really fresh, but I'll give it tips on its presentation. They do the visuals right. Some mechanics are nice, but I feel like it's too overdone, and character choice is really small. I hope they add more, but I hope they just don't make it like a bunch of random ass stuff. And I can't wait to see what the future has in store for this game. And I hope some things are taken into consideration. So the formula for an ABA killer is that you have ABA's sheer vast roster size, some simplicity, and overall ease of access. Then you get AXS's visuals and presentation of the characters, and then Heaven's Arena's ideas, and maybe there might be a game that will truly rival ABA.